Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today we are going to see a new question from our DSA playlist and the question name is Move Zeros. Okay, this is an easy level question. This question has been taken from LeetCode. Okay, so I guess this is our first problem that we are solving from LeetCode, and now let's move on to the problem description. So what we have been given here is we have been given an array called nums, and in this what we have to do, we need to move all the zeros to the end of the array, and we need to maintain the order of the non-zero elements. What this means is that let's say we have been given this array, okay, so we need to shift all this 0 to the end, but this 1 3 and 12 should be coming in the same order. It should not be like if I am having 1 3 12, it should not be like 1 12 3 or 3 12 1. The order should always remain same, like 1 after 1 3 is coming, so it should be 3 and then 12. After that we need to write all the zeros that are left. Okay, we have been given a note that we need to maintain in place. Okay, we need to like solve this question in place. What does this mean is we cannot make a copy of the array. Whatever changes we are making, we need to make inside this array only. You cannot make a new copy, or you cannot like make a new array and in that you have to like you cannot add that value in the new array. Okay, so first, like if like let's say this note was not given, so the like first thing or the first thing that will come to our mind is why can't we do this. We will create a new array. Okay, so it will be kind of brute force. So what will we think, that let's create a new array, and what we will do is once we see the values that are non-zero, like we have been given 1 0 3 0 12, so what we can do is we will just copy these values, and after that we will fill the rest of the places or rest of the indexes with 0, right? Means let's say the length of this array is 5, right? So whatever values are there, first we will copy that which are non-zeros, and then again we will iterate and check how many values are left, and those we will fill up with zeros, right? So in this what is happening, we are making a new copy of the array. We cannot do this. Okay, we just need to make changes inside this array, and the space complexity will be O of 1. What does this mean is you cannot have any other data structure which is taking the same time, like the same space as the array that is provided to us, and the time complexity also we need to maintain in a linear way, or that is O of n. Okay, so now let's see the optimal approach where we will be avoiding this extra space complexity. Okay, so in the optimal approach, what we will do is, like let's say we have this array, okay, 1 3 0 12 0. Now I have a non-zero value here, okay, and I have a non-zero value here, so I don't need to perform any operation here, right? I don't have to swap it, or I don't have to do anything here. So let's take two variables, or we can say two pointers, and what we will do is, as this I is there, right? So what I will do here is, when I will see it is on a non-zero value, I will move forward. Okay, and this j will be like iterator. Okay, so we will start from this first index and we will go till less than n. J will be moving forward every time, and this I will only move forward if we are seeing a non-zero value. So what will happen here is, like let's say now I have 1 and my pointer was on like this I pointer was on 1 only, right? So it is a non-zero value. What will happen, it will move here, and j is iterating every time, so j will come here, right? Now again I will see that it is a non-zero value, right? So again it will move forward, and this j will also move forward, right? So what will happen now, my I is on 0 and j is on 12. What will happen now, that this I will check, this value is 0, Yeah, it is 0, and my j is on a non-zero value, right? So what we have to check is, if I is at a r, nums of I is equals to 0 and nums of j is not equals to 0. Okay, in such case what we will do, we will swap this both. Now what will happen, my array that I have will get updated as 1 3 12 0 and 0. Again what will happen, I will increment and we will move here and j will come here, right? So we will see both are zeros, and since we cannot move forward, we will be returning this array, right? So this way of iteration that we are using, this is not a nested loop. Okay, so when we are moving two variables at the same time as an index pointer, so this process or this way is called two pointer. Okay, so this two pointer approach we will be using when we have to iterate on the array and we can make comparisons and swap the values. So we went like till now, when we were solving the question, we saw single for loop, right? We saw nested loop. So what was happening here, we were only having one iterator, and here we were having two, right? One was moving inside the other one. Here we will be having two pointers only, or two variables that will be iterating, but then also they will be iterating together. Okay, so the time complexity here will be O of n only, because we are iterating on the array only once and both are moving together. Okay, so the process here that we are using, it will make the swapping of integers very easy. We will take one more example and we will see how this is working. So let's say I have taken 1 4 0 8 0 7 and 6. Okay, so the expected value that we have here is, let's write that down, output that is expected 1 4 8 7 6 and 0 0. Okay, so according to the way that we wrote the question was, we were having two iterators I and j. I was starting from 0 and j was starting from first, right? And this iteration will go till less than n. So let me write that down. Okay, so we have I which was starting from 0, j was starting from 1 and will go till less than n. Now we will see that we are on this 0th index and this is equals to 1. So we will simply move forward and j will also move forward. So what happens now, we have 1 4 0 8, till now the array is same, right? And only our pointers are moving forward. So I am having I here and j here. What will happen now, this I that I am having here, again it will see that it is a non-zero value, so again it will move forward and this j will move forward. So what will happen now, 1 4 0 8 0. Now my I pointer came across a value that is 0 and j is on non-zero value, right? So we were checking a condition, right? Nums of I is equals to 0 and nums of j is not equals to 0, then only we were swapping, right? We were swapping nums of I and nums of j. So we will do the same here. What we will do, this 0 will come here and this 8 will come here. So let's do that. 1 4 8 0 0 7 6. Now my I was here, it will come here and j will be here. So what I said before, that if my I will only move forward from the element or the index if I see the value is non-zero, right? I will move I only when my I come across the element which is non-zero. So here what will happen? Now I am seeing this I is on a zero element, so I will not move forward, and this j will be moving forward every time. So now what will happen? I will be keeping my I here only, and j will move forward. So what will happen now? My pointers will be like this: 1 4 8 0 0 7 6. Now my I is here and j will go here. Okay, so again my this the condition that I had here, right, that nums of I is equals to 0 and nums of j is not equals to 0, this is becoming true. So what will happen? We will swap these values, right? So the updated array will be 1 4 8 7 and 0 0 6, right? Because we swapped this value and 0 will come here. Again my I will move here, right? It was here and we move the I to here. J will also move to the last index, right? So again we will compare, that condition will become true. Then what we will do? We will swap both of these values, right? So the final answer that we are getting here is 1 4 8 7 6 0 0. So what happened here? We iterated only once on the array and we got the array as required. We did not even change the order of the values that was present in the array, right? Now how do we implement this? So we saw above that we were starting I from 0, j was starting from 0 and going till less than n. So let's convert this into a loop. So for it will start from 1, right? So for j is equals to I 1 and less than n. Now what will happen? I will check the condition. If nums of I is equals to 0 and nums of j is not equals to 0, then I will swap both of these. Swap nums of I and nums of j. After this, here what I will do, I will not increment the I value. I will be incrementing the value of I here only, because when we will swap, then also we need to move forward, right? And we will take one more condition, else if nums of I is not equals to 0, then we will increment the value of I, right? And j will be incremented every time. So this is what we have to do here. This is not the code, okay? This is called pseudocode. What does a pseudocode mean here is, means we will be implementing the basic idea of our coding, and this code pattern can be converted into any language according to the syntax. Okay, so now let's move on to the code editor and we will write the code there. So let's see the code now. What I will do here is, I will declare the length I, and we will start the iteration using j. So j will start from 1 and we will go till less than n, which is length of nums. Now what we gave the condition? We gave the condition is, if nums of I is equals 0 and nums of j is not equals to 0, then only we were swapping, right? So let's swap that. Nums of I, nums of j, now in condition where I only have the means I was here I will increment the value, right? So let me increment the value of I. I will also increment the value of I when I am coming across a non-zero value, right? So let me do that. So nums of I is not equals to 0, then I will also increment my I value, and j is getting incremented every time, so I don't need to do anything for that. So now let's try to run it. The sample test cases have passed. Let's try to submit it. This code has been accepted. That's it for today, guys. and I have added 2 more videos to the playlist. One is rotate array and one more is removing duplicates in the array. So you can go and check it out from the playlist. And in order to continue with me in this coding journey, please subscribe to my channel. In case you have any doubts, please let me know in the comments so I can help you out, and hit the bell notification so you will be notified every time I post a new video. Thank you for watching.